I think my best plays came from like me just being quiet and just humbling myself a little bit because I wasn't the best one out there all the time. Bridgewater has actually helped me a lot in life and like circumstances and understanding like, you know, things is not always gonna be flashy. Being around a bunch of different people that I'm able to like learn from, you know, and like learn different cultures. I was kind of fighting. I got mixed in like, you know, COVID years and I didn't really like enjoy football a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Eric Johnson here for Around the Way with EJ and with the one and only Viante Tucker. Viante, appreciate you.
How we doing?
I'm good. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's not every day you get to sit down with a state champion, let alone, let me get it correct, three-time state champion with the Salem Spartans high school football team, of course. First off, tell me, what's been your experience thus far? I know you're at Bridgewater now. Yeah. If you had to put it in a couple of words, your experience through football thus far, what would that be?
Probably just a great learning experience for me, you know, just meeting new people, being around new people, and just getting that experience, that connection and everything with everybody. That's probably the best thing. And, you know, meeting different people from different cities, cultures and stuff like that, that's what makes it more fun. And I love being out there playing football, so it's important. So.
Coming through Salem, we know the one thing that resonates in my mind with Salem football, discipline. Yeah. Discipline and hard work for sure. How do you think that those avenues kind of helped you out from high school to where you are now?
Just instilling leadership in me. Like, it was important for me to like learn and grow because I never really been around that type of environment. Like, when I was like a little kid, my brother moved like to Houston, Texas, and I had another brother too at a different school, so we never really was around each other like that. But being around a bunch of different people that I'm able to like learn from, you know, and like learn different cultures and just having fun. That's probably been like the main thing that's really helped me in life, and just that leadership type of thing and like that type of bond for you to be around different people and just helping them grow just as much as they help you grow. So
yeah, speaking of growing, if I remember right, when you were on the playing field, it seemed like you were one of the quietest dudes out there, man. Like one of the quietest out there, yeah. But you made like some of the biggest impacts, whether it was receiving or whether it was returning kicks, returning punts. You talk about growing and evolving. You feel like you come out of that shell a little bit more?
I don't know. It's hard. Like, that's really not my game, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know. I think the best thing that was able for me was I was out there able to play. Like, yeah. I was able to be around everybody, like, you know, just that teamwork environment, and just, I don't know, I was just having fun. I think my best plays came from like me just being quiet and just humbling myself a little bit because I wasn't the best one out there all the time. So it just worked out for me a little bit.
See, it's nothing wrong with being shy, people. And see, people don't realize, I'm shy, naturally, right? Yeah. People don't see it now. It don't make sense now, right? But when growing up, I'm like, nah, I'll stay out of the way. Yeah. Like, that's not my lane either, man.
It works, man. You can't be out there talking to somebody and you get distracted, you mess up a play or something like that. You're not like that sometimes. Yeah.
Thank you. See, we get it. We get it, man. Going back to when you were leaving high school, I know you spent some time at a prep school first, right? Okay. Tell me a little bit about the experience. What went behind that decision before you went to go into a college setting?
I mean, it was more just, you know, taking a chance on myself, kind of just like not having the best, you know, school-wise in high school, like as far as my grades and everything. So I kind of thought like if I take this leap to go to FUMA and be around like these bunch of different athletes that's like, you know, probably better than me and probably got the same skill talent as me, I can probably show my worth a little bit, see what I can do. And I just came up a little short, you know. Sometimes, you know, my grades wasn't that good at that time, but like I said, more learning experience, you know, being around more people that's trying to help me, you know, that's always been the best thing. And I'm proud that I actually did that, went to FUMA, and, you know, and it was good for me.
Yeah, more discipline, right?
Yeah, more discipline, Union, man. That's all I've been around, just more discipline.
Yeah, hey, and there's nothing wrong with that. Keeps you on the straight and narrow. You picked Bridgewater. What made that the fit? What made that home?
Just, you know, at the time, Noah Beckley is like my high school quarterback. So from Salem, I've known him the majority of my whole life. At the time, he was playing at JMU, and it was right after where he, you know, switched positions a little bit. He was trying to find himself in his career path at football. And, you know, Bridgewater was 10 minutes down the road, so it was just like, hey, why don't we just make that connection a little bit better and do it down at Bridgewater? And, you know, certain things that we got mixed up. Noah got hurt, and, you know, I was kind of out there being the only Salem person at the time playing at Bridgewater. And unfortunate, but it's good for me, and we did what we did, and we got a ODAC championship ring my freshman year. So
yeah, I was gonna say you've had quite the journey, and you got more hardware in the jewelry box.
A little bit.
How nice was that to accomplish that at that level? You say, you know what, man, this is really dope to be a part of this now.
It was different, and like that college experience, like having to being around like a good amount of fans in the ODAC, which is a good league, and it's just. I was able to, just be myself. I felt that Salem football environment again, like being around the fans and being around people from school and everything, catching the culture and the vibes and stuff. And that really what helped our season that year. And we had a stacked team. We had guys like Meach and different guys like Viante Tucker. He's a guy from Amherst, right to Lynchburg. He's a dog. So we just had those guys that really mattered for that team and helped us get all that ODAC championship.
Yeah, coming off of your senior year last year, you led the team in receiving yards, had a ton of all-purpose yards. I believe you may have even led the team in that. All ODAC honoree. Tell me, how special was it to reach that point in your career, especially your senior year?
It was kind of it was like a humbling experience, because I was kind of fighting. I got mixed in COVID years, and I didn't really enjoy football a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I think last year was kind of like my first season in a while where I felt actually comfortable in my own skill set. I feel like I was more polished as a receiver. And I was doing certain things that I never really normally do. Returning kicks and stuff like that. So I think my game kind of touched a higher level. But at the same time, it's just I learned more about myself also, how sometimes football might not be the only thing for me out there in the world. I've been doing it my whole life, been playing sports my whole life. So looking at different views and just understanding more about myself, that's the big thing for me, just trying to learn more about myself, be more in tune with myself and my environment, and that's what makes me more comfortable.
You mentioned, you kind of got out of that football mindset for a second. Of course, with COVID and everything, what kind of got you back to center, got you back focused on football?
Probably just, talking to people that care about me. That's probably been the most thing. I think, understanding more about the people that you put yourself around, how you're able to, go better in life, keep going, keep fighting and stuff like that. That kind of just helped me out a little bit. And I surround myself with a small circle with some tight friends, and they kind of helped me understand that I've been, pretty good at this football thing for a while, so why don't I just keep going, what's making it so hard for me? So that kind of helped me out a little bit. And also just, it got easier once you understand football is football, it's an easy game for some people, and if you got the talent, you work hard for it, you're going to be good at it. It's all good. Right. So just got to keep going.
Yeah, I love what you said, and I tell people about that all the time, keeping your circle small, sometimes even to the point, just have a semicircle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you leave that other half open, so to speak, for when you grow and evolve, but having that close-knit, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's both, I always think that's huge because they can keep you centered, but also let you grow and evolve at the same time. That's big. That's big. Tell me a little bit about Bridgewater, man. We know it's just up the road, but what's the environment like? What's the campus life like there?
It's a small school, in the ODAC, of course, right up the road, going up 81, and the environment is just it reminded me of Salem so much because it's so tight knit. Yeah. You gonna see the people every day in class. You gonna see them in certain spots. You go to the funk, work out, play basketball. You gonna see those people, and also just people it made it more comfortable for me because I'm from that type of environment, so Bridgewater has actually helped me a lot in life and circumstances and understanding things is not always gonna be flashy, big cities and stuff like that. And I'm a small town guy, and it kind of helped me out a lot. So
yeah, and that makes sense, man. And plus, like you mentioned, the ODAC. Tell people a little bit, or let's help break this barrier, this stereotype, man. The ODAC is legit, right? The football, the competition is great. What was it about playing at the D3 level that was good for you that you hope other kids will get out of it as well?
It's kind of crazy. So my junior year, I got Hampton City sent me to a game. They was playing Randolph-Macon. Wow. And so that was my first experience of getting to a college game, college atmosphere. And it was it's how Hampton City and Randolph-Macon the one of the largest rivals in the South and stuff that, and how their whole environment is. And I fell in love with that because it was good football, you weren't just out there, people weren't out there just playing, and it wasn't bad like play calling and stuff like that. It was actually good football, and that really put the thing into me, and it's good football everywhere. It's good conferences everywhere. We did not just seen it on the SEC or like on TV or anything like that. You see it all around the world. So. Right. The ODAC is really a tough conference, and you got to get over that hump a little bit because Randolph-Macon kind of lead the way a little bit. But I can't say when I get out the ODAC, I do have a ring, so it kind of helps out for me.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It kind of helps out for me.
You took care of it.
Yeah, I took care of it. So hopefully we can get another one too.
Yeah. No, I tell kids a lot of times, and especially it's enlightening, especially now to see Roanoke College opening up that football avenue.
Yeah.
Don't overlook the ODAC. Don't overlook D3, because D3 sometimes is that perfect fit that you need, not too far from home, perfect class sizes, because you got to think the education side of it too, right? So that's huge. That's huge. How do you think you've been helped the most in the classroom during your time at Bridgewater? I know you mentioned communications.
Yeah.
So I might be passing the torch, so to speak, to you. But but no, tell me about that classroom side of things. How nice was that to have that small class size?
It's like a high school environment. You able to connect with like your advisors, your teachers one-on-one. Like you able to do all that. And it's kind of helped me a lot. Like they make everything easier for you. And even if you don't understand some of the work, or you're not able to put in some of the effort that you kind of feel like you should in the classroom, they're going to help you do that. They're going to have tutors. They're going to have academic coaching and stuff like that. On top of that, if you play a sports team or you play with a sports team, they're going to have like different tutors for you. We're going to have study sessions. They're going to be group leadership stuff for you to do and everything like that. So that's kind of been the big thing that's kind of helped me. And I know sometimes I probably don't get it enough, and like everybody, school is not for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, but even when I don't get it, I'm still able to like keep doing it, keep fighting for it, and this makes it easier for me.
We mentioned, and you mentioned, perhaps you can get another ring.
Yeah.
He's got one more year, folks. He's got his grad year. So tell me, what are your goals? Because this is it. So what are your goals heading into this final season?
Just having fun. That's mainly what you got to do. Last year we had one of our best seasons we've had in the past 2 years. We finished 9-2, and we weren't able to do certain things that we couldn't do, but we got a nice group of guys coming back also. So I'm not the only fifth year. I'm not the only senior. I'm not the only young guy on the team or older guy, but. Right. I think, just the goal is just like what we did our freshman year, and try to keep going, try to instill that type of culture and leadership for the guys after us that leave. Because, we want to leave a good mark, and we want to leave on a good note. So if we can do that, that's going to be the best thing.
Being obviously the vet, one of the more experienced guys, especially in your wide receiver room, what do you try to instill into the younger guys that come through the program now?
It's nothing I can instill. Like, it's really nothing. Like, cause those guys are different. Like I feel like the more I play football, the better the players have gotten. And I'm kind of like looking a little bit, taking a back seat, which I'm cool with, because like I understand it, and I'm getting a little, I'm trying to keep up with them, and I'm getting a little older too, so it's just like my legs not moving as much as they used to, you know what I'm saying? But I think if I could tell them anything, it's just like don't do what I do, you know what I'm saying? Because I had some rough times at Bridgewater where I really wasn't focusing and really wasn't doing my thing, which I talked about with my 2 years. And I think the best thing is just like do what you can do. Help yourself. You do different things. Try to expose yourself in a way where you can show yourself on the football field and in the classroom. Be a good leader to the people around you, and that's gonna make it work. Like, that's the best thing.
That is the best thing. I'll leave you on this note here. I imagine being from Roanoke, you take pride in where you're from, and being raised here, and having to see the young folks come through this area. We know there's stuff that goes on in all corners of the city. What do you think we do, or as someone that's with a little bit more experience now in life and through college, what do you think we do or say to try to help out the youth of today, in particular the teenagers here in the city?
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a battle. And, I'm coming on 5 years of losing one of my good friends, and it's just I think the best thing is just for us to just try to find more care for each other, and do the right things. And not everybody's gonna be perfect, but we got to do perfect things to make the world better. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the best thing is just do what you can do, and do it the right way sometimes. But I understand it, and that's just how we are. We got certain things to look forward to. We got those guys at Salem that's really doing their thing on the sports football field, and you got different guys at other schools around this area. So I think now they're finally see the talent, what we have in like the city and everything, and what we got. So once we're able to show what we can do, let's keep going for it. Let's keep doing it.
Hey, I don't know if you saw those new facilities they got up there at Salem, man.
Yeah.
You probably would have been a beast in those, right?
Hey, they doing something right over there.
They doing something right, man. Hey, you doing something right too, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Viante Tucker, we appreciate your time, brother.
Already.
Do your thing this season, all right?
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.